And welcome everyone to the finals. This is of course the perfect World Masters South American finals. I'm Reddit and I am amped. Quickly going through the bans, we'll of course catch up on everything that's been happening in a little bit, but the bans being Lich as well as Veno, two of the most banned heroes so far this tournament, Spirit Breaker as well as the Night Stalker. No Nature's Prophet being banned out just yet. Followed up by Necro being picked up, Bane and Batrider. Necro, of course, being one of the most picked heroes as well. Ancient Apparitions also still in the pool. But yeah, Bane, Batrider, two heroes that can gank easily. Bane being a very hard laner, a very good laner that can deal out significant damage, get that nuke damage down, and you can have a pos 4 that can roam quite well because you can leave Bane with your position 1 just to babysit him. You'll be able to heal, of course, as zone out most offlaners. Necro and Bounty Hunter being that position 4. And we'll catch up with the picks just now. Pugna as well as Bloodseeker being banned out by Digital Chaos. Pugna, seeing quite a lot of Pugna bans lately. Just haven't, I think I've only cast one Pugna game over the past couple of weeks. But it just seems like a lot of pushing strats, pushing drafts coming through. And Pugna's always a good ban, especially in this meta that, you know, he's a great pushing hero. You can play him as a core if you want. You can play him as a support if you want. So good ban out coming there. Bloodseeker as well, as I've stated, also being one of the most sought after heroes because he's very aggressive early on, very good early to mid game hero, can put a lot of pressure on your opponents in regard to that, and can also zone out quite a bit with his Blood Right. Weaver and Oracle being taken out by SG Esports, and then was a Silencer pickup here from Digital Chaos. Silencer's good up against the first two picks here from SG, specifically the Bane Ultimate, the Batrider, you know, jumping in. If you can get a good silence off early on, as soon as the team fight starts, you sort of break the momentum of the opposing team. Considering they have a Bane and a Batrider, two ganking heroes, two heroes that can do well in team fight as well. Picking up that silencer will make SG Esports think a little bit in regards with what's the kind of draft they want to go for. Because if they go for a team fight draft and they don't pick off the silencer, they don't Fiend's Grip the silencer, Sleep the silencer, Batrider ulti the silencer, then their entire team fight just falls off a little bit. SG pick up the Earthshaker. Once again, can be a good ganking hero, getting fissures in from the fog, allowing the Batrider to jump forward, blink in, get the lasso off, pull him back. Also good team fight hero. So SG still going towards that ganking team fighting kind of combination. And Digital Chaos, they decide to pick up Lifestealer here. So let's quickly have a look. Oh, sorry, just was checking some of the guys in chat asking, actually, do I think any of these two teams can match up against the tier 1 teams? I'll actually answer that because that was going towards what I was about to say here. Let me just quickly finish off with a picks here. Lifestealer, it's a little bit... The drafter is quite weird. With the Necrophos, the Silencer, Bounty Hunter, Lifestealer. The Lifestealer can be that front lineup, but Digital Chaos need another hero that can tank it up in front. They need a hero that can absorb a lot of the initial damage coming in from the side of SG Esports. Even though they do have a heal from the Necro that will help the Lifestealer a lot, one of the biggest problems with the Lifestealer is he can get kited easily. Sure, he has a slow, but if you can kite him, a couple of 4-staffs, you know, outlast the rage duration, you outlast nearly everything from the Lifestealer, and you can just turn, hit, run away, turn, hit, run away, turn, hit. Especially with the Necrophos, with the, you know, Ghost Shroud that he can also cast. So it's going to be difficult for this Lifestealer to be in the fight as much as he wants to be. He does have a Bounty Hunter that can, you know, that they can look for ganks, but that's about it. Monkey King being picked up here from SG Esports. Currently, I'm really liking the lineup in the draft here from SG a lot more than DC. It just feels like they have a better plan. However, there's quite a few heroes that DC can still pick up that can round off their draft, and that Silencer's looking so powerful. Ember Spirit being taken out, of course, batting out to mid here, SG Esports. I mean, they have to think about this next ban. Think about most likely an off laner or a dual off I doubt it's going to be a duel off with a bounty hunter there, but it's fine. Thinking about an offlaner ban out here, and to be honest, I really like a Timbersaw pickup here for DC, but we'll see. We'll see. Quickly going to the question, do I think that any of these two teams can match up against some of the tier 1 teams? Yes, I actually do. Considering how these teams have just been getting better and better game in and game out. I'm not even talking about day in and day out. Game in and game out. I honestly feel that they can learn a lot, especially playing up against the teams, and going through an initial, group stage. I actually don't know what the perfect world main event will be like, but if they do get a group stage before the main event itself, I think that these two teams will be able to learn a lot, whoever goes through, and will be able to adapt. And I mean, I've been casting the likes of Complexity, EG lately, and some of the times they look a bit shaky, a bit hesitant in regards with what they want to do. A lot of the teams do. Considering we haven't had a major patch since TI, and the meta's already shifted quite a bit since then, I honestly feel a lot of teams are still trying to figure out their playstyle, and there's so many different kinds of playstyles. Some teams going just for full-on 5v5 at 10 minutes. They want to be in your face as 5, and they just roam around as 5, form up as 5, ward the enemy jungle as 5, and just try and go for kills and gain map control that way. And other teams have been going full-on in push. There's just so many different kinds of playstyles that work against other teams and against certain teams. If either DC or SG Esports actually figures out how they want to play and how they can counter a push strat, a 5v5 strat, and if they can do a bit of research against a lot of the other teams that seem to be going in with the same kind of playstyle, they aren't mixing it up a lot, I do think that any one of these two teams can actually take it up and take on some of the other tier 1 teams. Mirana being picked up here by SG Esports. It was a very long pick. Quickly make sure. See a couple people disconnected here, but okay, I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't a random. I actually don't know. Having a look here at this Mirana, I mean, the Mirana Bane combo is, as old as time itself. Earthshaker, Mirana, getting that stun into a 5-second arrow. Monkey King can set up, although he can't set up a long arrow duration. But with the Monkey King roaming, yeah, will probably be, I'm actually wondering here, is this going to be a mid-monkey? I doubt it, or I'm taking a gamble here, but I do think this is going to be a safe lane Monkey King, a pos 1 Monkey King with a mid Mirana, with the Bane, Earthshaker, and then the off-lane Batrider. We will, of course, see. It might even be an aggro lane with the Bane, Earthshaker, Monkey King, with a safe lane Batrider, and then the mid Mirana. But this Mirana, it is, in my opinion, the weak point of SG, even though it combos down very well. And it's also going to put an invis tax on the side of DC. Up against the Puck, I think the Puck's going to do okay. Puck does round off with a Necro there, so this is most likely going to be an off-lane Necro. I'll actually have a look. Keep in mind, I've not been casting any of these two teams, so I don't know what they like playing. I do have a couple of stats up here and a couple of their previous games up, so it's going to be interesting to see what they actually decide to play and how they decide to play this. Probably off-lane Puck, though, with mid Necro, carry, Lifestealer, support, Silencer, pause 5, Silencer, pause 4, Bounty Hunter, but we'll see. We'll see. Some of the guys are saying they don't think that they can take them every game, but they could take a game. Well, they could take a game, but not a match. I agree with that. I agree with that. And that's why I said it depends, of course, on the group stages and how they are set up. So guys, for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Reddit Dota. Big shout out to Beyond the Summit, of course, for giving me this opportunity to cast over the past couple of weeks. I've really been enjoying it. It's been an absolute pleasure. The guys on Twitch, of course, surprisingly, mostly, supporting the cast and giving a lot of constructive criticism towards a lot of the up-and-coming casters like myself. And that's amazing to see, you know, giving the constructive criticism that actually allows us to get better in regards with casting. But the game's underway right now, so I mean, this puck pickup actually works very well for the side of DC. I still feel that SG has a little bit better draft. I would have liked a better mid pick than the Marana, but the Marana does combo well and can actually snowball with this lineup. This lineup does allow the Marana to snowball up quite a bit. The guy's asking, how can it be random? They still had reserve time. I wasn't watching when it came to the reserve time. That's why I was wondering and just wanted to make sure. So, deep ward being placed here by the Bounty Hunter. And are we going to see a... Well, I think every single game that I've cast, we've actually been seeing Bounty Runes being contested. Lots of pings coming out here. They do, of course, scout out the lifestealer, so they do know how the lanes are going to work. Lifestealer and silencer up here towards the bottom lane. Mid, Necrophos, off lane, Puck. And, of course, roaming Bounty Hunter up here for the side of DC. Let's scout out the lineup. Oh, Monkey King running around here as a little courier. He does get scouted out here by the Bounty Hunter, and, of course, Bounty Hunter just... whacks him a little bit. Bounty will do quite a bit of damage, especially with the Orb of Venom. He'll just slow up the Monkey King and force him to use some of his consumables. This will be 2-2 in regards with Bounty Runes. Bottom lane being forced back a little bit. And position 1 Monkey King. I actually like a position 1 Monkey King. It does do a lot, although it does fall off. Even with a lot of farm, I mean, a Monkey King is very dangerous, but he can be dealt with. I just feel that giving him farm priority just does so much in regards with securing the mid and, well, the early and mid game. And with this Puck and Bounty Hunter, they're just going to harass out this Monkey King. Monkey King will need a support to come back in. And Bane being there is just going to pull up the creep wave, trying to get a little bit of map equilibrium or map control, lane equilibrium back. Let's check if we're going to see... I mean, I've missed 2 first bloods out of a lot of cost, so I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to miss it right now. There is a Firefly up here on the Batrider. Batrider, are they going to be able to get this first blood, or is King going to be able to deny himself? They don't go for it, but eventually Batrider gets it. And he just flies upside down, taunting a little bit. Very unlucky there. The creep's actually not aggroing him. And good first blood going the way of SG. Let's have a look at this middle lane. How's it going? This Marana currently sitting on 4-4 versus the Necros 5-0. So getting quite a couple of denies in here for the Marana. But top lane, I do think we might see a bit of action here. Will they be able to get... just quickly looking. I do think that there is kill potential here for SG, especially with the Wukong or the Jingu Mastery up here. I just have to be careful not to get too close, especially up on the Bounty Hunter. But Bounty wants to steal up the next rune, and he'll be able to harass out Bane. Bane is... Sure, Bane could do quite a bit of nuke damage, but there you go. Bounty Hunter steals it, goes invis again, and backs out. SG currently has so much lockdown here with the Bane, the Earthshaker, the Monkey King, the Batrider, the Marana. I mean, it's a team of lockdowns, but we might actually see a first kill here for the side of DC, going into the top lane, and Puck taking quite a bit of damage. The wraparound is here for the Bane. Bane, unfortunately, can't get in range for the Brain Sap. So, 1 for 1, they managed to get the pick off on the Monkey King, doing significant amount of damage. The big thing, though, is they keep the Bounty Hunter top, so it does open up the Marana quite a bit. Try to cancel out the Salve here with the Fission, not going to work. And Bounty Hunter has a TP all the way back. This might open him up to, you know, roam mid a little bit, put pressure on some of the other lanes, and Puck just has to be very careful here. He does have to back off. Silencer getting a courier snipe as well, so even though they... Oh, wait. Well, Silencer, he does not have a TP, so Silencer might just drop from this, trying to deny himself again here. And will the deny come through? Nope. Batrider finally gets it. Getting the taunt off as well. Rubbing salt in his wounds. And middle lane. Let's go back here. Looking between these two, Morano's going to be going through quite a few consumables, especially up against the Heartstopper Aura every time she does come close. But I don't think there'll be kill potential either way. They will need the Earth Spirit to actually come through, get a 5-second arrow up on Necro. And even then, Necro's already level 4, will have Ghost Shroud after that to stop any right clicks. Even though she will take a bit more damage here from the Starfall, I still don't think it's going to be enough. Meanwhile, top lane, they want to turn around, they want to go on the Bane. Will they have enough damage to actually do this? Monkey King salves up, jumps onto a tree, and he wants to engage, but they do decide to back off. So let's quickly have a look at the Batrider. See how the Batrider is doing, sitting only on 5 and 0 currently versus the Puck, his counterpart, sitting 20 and 5. This Puck doing very well for himself, sitting up at level 4 versus Monkey King's level 3. So I think this Puck is having a really good start off to a game, and if a Monkey King doesn't get a good start, he does sort of start struggling a little bit. And here you go, Bounty Hunter wants to get a kill here onto the Earthshaker. Earthshaker is very low. Will Bounty be able to catch up? We did miss a kill up on the Batrider. Now as well onto the Earthshaker. DC currently getting the better of the side of SG. Considering all the lockdown that SG has, I am quite surprised. 2 stacks up on Jingle Mastery here for the Puck. But it will time out, so they will have to back off a little bit. Or be careful. This Bounty Hunter is doing so much, but does run into a sentry range here, and now they want to go in, but unfortunately they don't manage to get any kind of trade-off there. Only the Monkey King dying, and once again DC just pulling their lead a little bit further. 4 and 2 after the first blood for SG. It's a very good start here for DC. Some of the guys on chat were saying SG has a 8-game winning streak or something like that. Looking at the history, phase shift was used. Are they going to turn around and go on to Old Tekka? Nope. So looking at the history of these two teams, both of these two teams' last game was up against Infamous, and they both beat Infamous 2-1. So very tied, very even game here. Now they force out the phase shift here for the Puck. Puck might be in a bit of trouble, does juke out, but gets slept up right now. Unfortunately, the Fissure is still blocking them, but Puck might still be in a lot of trouble. One more hit needed, and it does come through. There you go. Monkey King gets it. However, there's a Bounty Hunter that might be in a bit of trouble here if he stays too long. Bane will be able to get out of that one. Getting that kill on the Monkey King, not on the Monkey King, on the Puck is quite big. Let's have a look. Oh, just as I turn my head away, they managed to get another kill here onto the Batrider. Batrider not getting a good start. Might need to move into the jungle, get a couple of stacks off, and start farming that. Still sitting on level 5, so Bat should be able to farm the jungle quite easily. But let's see if he returns back. Yep, he's just going back straight back into lane. They want to go in, and Puck might be in a lot of trouble right now. The sleep is there on the Bane. They turn around, and Puck being very aggressive, dying for a second time in a row. All of a sudden, Monkey King, well, his lane is looking a lot better. Let's have a look here. Batrider nearly on that level 6. We'll have it after these couple of creeps. And then we might just see the Batrider rotating, or a couple of the supports coming in towards the bottom lane to try and deal with this. There is no glyph up, so this might be the first tower that does drop. Yes, it does. Lifestealer not getting the last hit there, but it's still a good start for this Lifestealer, building up towards that Hand of Midas. So let's have a look. Middle lane. Just saw a little bit of action going down there, but not too much. So currently 9 kills up in 7 minutes. This game seems to be that both teams want to play aggressively. SG has the lockdown to do that, but DC at the beginning with this bounty, I mean, this bounty's just been causing a lot of problems all over the map. He hasn't been mid that much, mostly been top, trying to secure the Puck a lot of farm. Puck does have a 6-up, so there is a dream call if Puck wants to use it. And Monkey King is coming in onto the Puck right now. Will actually get his Jingle Mastery stacks up. He just needs to hit a couple more times to heal up, but it's not going to be enough. They are going to go in onto Puck. The arrow actually does miss, or did it land? Not quite sure. I think the arrow missed there. Getting a kill on this top lane, and once again, Batrider, I think, dying. Where did Batrider die? Batrider died on the bottom lane yet again. Batrider currently sitting on 0 and 3, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 and 3. So Bat doing okay for himself, but still dying a couple of times there. Let's quickly have a look at the kill feed. Who killed the Bat there? It was Silencer again. And Little arrow onto the Necro. Necro does tank quite a bit of damage there. Level 4 Starfall. Where's the Batrider? Batrider does have lasso, so, or does not have lasso, so he actually used it on the bottom lane earlier. I was busy focusing on top, and this is the reason why Bane, he does sleep himself. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, and let's see if Puck can actually get out of this one. One more hit needed, does not have phase shift after that. A Bane for a Puck, well, that trade is in favor of SG. Let's have a look. Bounty Hunter wants to move in, nearly on that level 6. 4k up in regards with DC right now, but as soon as his bounty hits level 6, there is going to be a significant gold swing if they manage to get a couple of kills. And there is a smoke gank up here for DC right now, placing a Shrine Ward at this point, and they're busy moving top. They want to go in onto the Bane right now. Bane does drop the Sentry Ward, so yeah, Bounty Hunter just backs off straight away. And let's see if they're going to actually be able to scout out this Monkey King. Monkey King, yeah, Monkey King does get scouted. And are they going to go in onto Bounty Hunter? No, they don't scout Bounty just yet. Side of DC are hunting. They're looking. They want to find him. But that just opens up Murano a little bit, tanking some tower shots there. It does open up Murano to push out a little bit in this middle lane. 2 TPs coming in now as well, which might just be the call for SG to push up top with the Earthshaker, play a little bit more aggressively, trying to force out the phase shift. Phase shift has been forced. The run straight through there is from the Monkey King. Will they be able to get the fissure on point? The fissure is there, and it's not in range. Monkey King couldn't get any more Jingu Mastery stacks off onto the Puck. And as I was saying this, yet again, Batrider drops on the bottom lane, playing very aggressively. To be honest, I don't know where to focus. Should I be focusing top on the engagements, or should I just be focusing the Batrider? Because Batrider does seem to be dying quite a bit. I'll keep an eye out on the Batrider just to make sure I check his health bar every now and then and see if I can jump to him as soon as there is an engagement. However, this top lane has been very aggressive from both the teams at this point. And Puck being on level 7, doing quite okay. Building up a Veil of Discord, does have 2 Null Talismans up right now. Let's have a quick look at the Batrider. Batrider building up towards his Blink Dagger. Does have a couple of stacks off as well. So he'll be able to farm this up nicely. Get up to around 1,000, what, 600 gold maybe after this. So both the 2 offlaners actually doing okay. It's 10 minutes in. The 2 offlaners sitting very close to each other, but the Puck having the lead there with roughly around 500 gold. But here's the first Moonlight Shadow of the game. I think that might have been scouted out by this Observer Ward. I'm not 100% sure. Bane does drop up an Observer Ward, and now they want to jump in onto the Bane. Bane trying to go for a deny there. Will he get the deny? Unfortunately not. The neutrals don't do enough damage. And this is 5 heroes here for the side of DC. They want to move in forward. They want to try and get a kill or at least a tower. Objective gaming at its best. There's another track up right now. Arrow flying through does hit onto the Silencer. Silencer does have global silence if they want to use it. Earthshaker comes through with a good fissure onto 2 heroes. But DC, this is their plan. They want to get a kill and push. Get a couple of tracks off in case SG, you know, jump in forward to make sure that they get the track gold. And after the damage on the middle tower, they'll most likely just back off. There you go. Both the bounty as well as the lifestealer moving it towards the bottom lane right now. Bottom lane being pushed in by SG. And Batrider, 150 gold away from his Blink Dagger. As soon as he gets his Blink Dagger, we might just see some kind of movement, some kind of wraparound. Lifestealer hunting for the poor little Monkey King with the Quelling Blade as well, chopping down trees, trying to eat them. $3K net worth up currently for the side of DC. And mostly on their 2 cores. The Lifestealer sitting on 5,300 versus his counterpart on 4,500. The middle lane, 5,100 versus his counterpart in the Murano on 4,400. So both the 2 cores doing quite well. And here's an Infest Bomb. Let's see if it will actually hit onto anyone right now. Monkey King is in the air. Oh, this might be very bad for the Monkey King. And there you go, Infest Bomb up onto the Monkey King. He does, of course, have a small stun coming through, but it's not going to be enough. Killing spree up for the Lifestealer. And that's just going to push him even further ahead. This Lifestealer is just doing so much. HFN. Leposa, let's see, on the Batrider, he does have a Blink Dagger up. He is smoked. He wants to make use of this Blink Dagger. Does, of course, cut out the Necrophos, and there's the Blink as well as the Firefly. They're going in. Arrow flying straight through. Does get a 5-second silence. Well, a 5-second stun. The global silence is there, but it's not going to be enough to actually help him out. And here comes the rest of the team. They do get a 4-man Dream Coil straight in onto the Puck. The Puck gets a 4-man Dream Coil. Now they want to turn on, but the Lifestealers here doing a lot of damage. He is raised up, of course, not being stunned up. Now they want to turn on. They want to get a kill onto the Bane. Here on the backline, he is dead as well. So it's a 1-for-2 trade-off. A Necro for the 2 supports. Let's have a look if the Murano can scout anyone or pick anyone off. There is an arrow. Arrow's flying through, waiting for that vision, and does catch in onto the Puck. The Puck will drop. It's a 2-for-2 trade-off. 2 cores for the side of DC, dropping for the 2 supports on the side of SG. The fight going in favor of SG there. Very good Dream Coil being thrown down onto 4 heroes for the side of SG. Lifestealer also coming in, raging up at the perfect time. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for them to secure that fight completely. Let's have a quick look here. Middle tower's taking a little bit of chip damage, same as top and bottom. A little bit more, but most of the towers still looking quite healthy for the side of DC. Versus SG, they've lost both their mid tier 1 tower as well as the bottom tier 1 tower. So if everything was even, consider that another 2k gold, just under 2k gold for the side of SG, and that puts DC in only like a 2k advantage. But considering they have the bounty hunter, they can be looking for quite a few more kills, and getting those tracks up will help out quite a bit. This might be the first tower to fall on the side of DC, and they just go for a trade. They want to go for the top tower. Top tower does get glyphed up as well. Are we going to see any kind of TPs in right now? Batrider, though, he's in a lot of trouble. Here comes the Lifestealer. They go straight in onto the Batrider. Batrider tries to TP out. Will he make it? Nope. Last hit coming through from HFN. His net worth is skyrocketing currently. Having that Hand of Midas as well as an armlet up. Phase boot. He's already hitting hard. He does have a Blightstone. This Lifestealer is starting to look very dangerous, especially with the Bounty Hunter. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan. Bounty is not the best, you know, vessel for the Lifestealer, considering if you do have sentries up, he gets scouted out, gets blown up, and then you're completely caught out of position. But, you know, currently finding the fights where there's no sentries down, where SG aren't expecting it, is doing very well for the side of DC. Also getting a couple of track kills up there. Let's have a look. How's this Puck doing? Working up towards his Blink Dagger. Does have a full Veil of Discord. So after this Blink Dagger, Veil, Blink, or Blink, Veil into Dream Coil, into Silence, is going to be quite strong. Quite a lot of burst damage, especially if the Lifestealer pops out as well, you know, after the Veil of Discord has been used. But Murano drops here on the middle lane. Was that a Infest Bomb? I think it might have been. Not quite sure. Wasn't following. Wherever this Lifestealer is, that just seems to be where there's kills currently. He is sitting on 5-0-5. HFN. Looking at the previous matchup between these two teams, SG seemed like they outdrafted the side of DC and they beat them 2-0. And DC's coming back here looking very strong. I do hear a Batrider ultimate putting up the Bounty Hunter onto high ground, but he just gets 4-staff down. Who has the 4-staff up here? It is the Necrophos. So Batrider ulti used, he is tracked up as well, and this might just be a tier 2 tower drop. They do use the glyph just to try and defend up a little bit. And here comes Bounty Hunter, gets another track up as well. Gets a good shuriken bounce between the two. That is of course level 4 shuriken, so it does quite a bit of damage. 375 bouncing between all the heroes that are tracked. And even though SG managed to get a top tower, they do get a tier 2 tower in return. So tower advantage and map advantage going the way of SG. Let's have a quick look here at the item progression here for the Bane. Currently playing that pos 5. Sitting with only brown boots. Does have a couple of sentries, or 1 sentry, a couple of, or, you know, 2 charges of dust as well. We'll need to start putting it down. And that's the invis tax coming into play with the Bounty Hunter. Arrow flies through, does get a 5-second arrow onto Necro. They won't really be able to do anything about this. He just heals himself up. He has a full hood of Defiance up. He'll be okay. This Monkey King currently sitting on 7,700 net worth, second on the board, but still just under 2,000, like 1,600 behind the Lifestealer. And this Monkey King building up towards a Battle Fury. I have seen a Battle Fury build quite a few times on a Monkey King. In regard to that, I'm not the biggest fan, considering there's 3 range heroes, 2 melee heroes, or, you know, depending on what region you are and the pronunciation, melee versus melee. You know, I say melee, deal with it. Having a Battle Fury up here versus only 2 melee heroes, sure, it does escalate his fall. And he can do quite a bit of damage, especially if he gets his Jingle Mastery stacks off. But it's still going to be difficult. He still needs a bit more damage, whether he's going to go in for a Yasha leading. I mean, it's not the conventional Monkey King carry board, but let's have a look. Lifestealer does have a full Death Swap right now, so this Lifestealer is going to be hitting extremely hard. And there's another Infest Bomb. Let's focus on this. Busy wrapping around, trying to catch out, to just find anyone here. And another counter smoke from the side of SG. They're going to miss everyone. Lifestealer and the Bounty Hunter is going to miss everyone. And it seems like it's just going to be a tier 2 trade-off for DC. And possibly a tier 2 trade for, well, a complete tier 2 trade. With DC and SG both getting a tier 2. I mean, I have seen Monkey King being paired up with a Magnus quite a bit just for that farming potential that the Magnus gives. So picking up the Battle Fury, going for the later game kind of build here to try and increase his farm. And the bottom tier 2 tower is about to drop, and a couple of TPs already coming back here for the side of SG. Let's see if... No trade-off just yet. The whole side of SG, they're still here. They still might want to take this fight. Nope, they actually decide to back off. There's Boots of Travel up on the Necrophos as well. This is quite big. It will give him a lot of, you know, map control. Considering they've taken every outer tower except for the tier 2, this Necro will be able to keep pressure on most of the lanes, keep them pushed out, even if it's just a quick in and out, get a heal bomb, TP out again. But let's have a look. Double damage rune. Who actually picks this up? There is an Infest Bomb. And there you go. Double damage. Moving straight in and onto Rosh. The Desolator is there, so we'll take up quite a bit of damage as well here, considering there's a Solar Crest as well. This Rosh is just going to melt up here. And the side of SG, they can't contest. They don't know what's going on. And even if they did, I don't think they could take this fight just yet. So DC looking extremely strong at the 21-minute mark in this game. Team Rana still building up towards that Manta. Does have a Dragon Lance up, so is a little bit more tanky. 1,500 HP, quite a bit of armor as well, sitting on 19. But that armor is just going to be, you know, demolished here with the Bounty Hunter, the Solar Crest, as well as the Desolator up on the Lifestealer. But we do see another possible Infest Bomb on here on the Puck. Busy moving up towards the bottom lane. And Puck decides, no, I'm smoked up. I'm going to move straight up top. Batrider might be in a bit of trouble right now. There's the Global Silence, and he just gets obliterated, blown up. Hello. SG, I mean, they were not expecting that. Very good Global Silence. However, that also means that there will be no Global Silence moving forward. And if DC overextend this without that Global Silence, they might be in a bit of trouble. Even though the Batrider is dead, they still have a lot of lockdown here. And there you go, the side of SG, they know this. They actually use the Global Silence. Maybe it might just be for the Mirana to get out. I would have thought that they would have tried to go for a kill on the Lifestealer or someone like that. But no, they just decided to back off. Global Silence used, Moonlight Shadow used, 2 fairly long cooldown ultimates. But the Silence is coming back. I mean, 130 seconds with only 40 seconds left. He'll be okay with that. People on chat saying HFN is the best core in South America. Well, Not sure if that's bias talking or if that's true, but he is really playing damn well right now. Sitting on 12,500 net worth up versus the... Oh, we might actually see someone. The Monkey King is sitting on 9,900. So around 3,000 net worth in his favor. This lifestealer is looking very strong and very potent. Does have the ages up, working up towards that S and Y as well, giving him a little bit more movement speed, knowing that there is quite a lot of lockdown, quite a lot of kiting potential on the side of SG. So he needs to try and counteract that, and picking up that S and Y is going to help quite a bit. Will of course give him more HP to work with. And let's have a look. Bounty Hunter does scout out Bat Rider. Are we going to see any deep TPs in? It seems like DC, you know, they just want to play objective gaming. They want to take this tier 2 top. Everyone's still hovering around this area. And DC moving in, going for that tier 2. This is the last tier 2 tower that's still up for the side of SG Esports. So after this, the map will be there for DC to just put a couple of deeper wards down, form up the enemy jungle, form up SG's jungle, have 1 or 2 wards in their own jungle so that they know when the team's farming there, or have the bounty hunter scout out so they can always TP in if they need to. Wait, I hear something. No, didn't hear anything. That was just Lifestealer farming up the ancient stack here on the side of SG, so that's even less farm that they're going to have on the Monkey King. And here's the Infest Bomb once again. Been doing quite a bit. Level 2 track up now as well here for the Bounty Hunter. No sentries down mid, so they won't be able to scout him out, and this might be a bit of trouble here for Murano. I don't think they have enough lockdown to actually kill him. So yeah, they'll just back off, move towards the bottom lane, and they will scout out the Monkey King. Oh, they're going to move all the way down. Keep in mind, there is an Earthshaker here, but the Lifestealer can just rage straight out of it if need be. And unfortunately, Lifestealer... Oh, the Dream Core gets used here by the perk, trying to stop any kind of rotation, stop any kind of retreat up for the side of SG. But both heroes do get out. I think they would have heard the Dream Core being popped. And DC just playing clinical Dota. Well, not DC. SG playing clinical Dota there, knowing to push out and then just back off. But DC overall playing very good Dota. Going in, keeping the map control up, keeping the pressure on. And every single time that the Lifestealers Infest is up, they actually go and try and find kills. This Lifestealer's already quite a bit ahead in farm. He'll know that. He'll know that, okay, I have my SNY, I have my... Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, not quite sure what happened there. I have my SNY, I have my Deso, I have my Omelette up. Quite a bit ahead of farm in regards with everyone else, so hey, when my Infest is up, let's try and go for a kill. There you go. Once again, Bounty Hunter is there. Infest. Infest, there you go. Infest is up. And let's see if anyone gets caught out this time. Both the Earthshaker and the Monkey King have sort of been holding hands lately. There's a Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker as well. Let's see if Bounty Hunter can actually catch anyone out here in the tree line. He'll probably scout out towards this area and then most likely move through. Yeah, doesn't see anyone. They do decide to push up, maybe using the puck as bait, but there's a vanish here as well, so they do go in. There's the Echo Slam, the blink forward in onto the puck. Puck will actually drop him here. Global Silence being used. However, here's the turnaround. They want to go in onto the Monkey King, but they don't have any vision. They can't see him getting that free kill. Very well played for the side of SG. I don't think they knew there was an infested Lifestealer. That was a very big gamble, very big risk. But it did pay off for them in the end. And looking at the fight recap, swinging roughly around 1,000 in their favor as well. They're still around 7k behind. If we have a quick look here at the gold graph, it was slowly but surely just incrementing for the side of DC. After that, one kill dropped a little bit, but still heavily DC favorite. Of course, they do have a Bounty Hunter. But we do see a lasso in onto the Lifestealer. Lifestealer does not have his rage or anything, but there you go. There's Bane coming through here with his Fiend's Grip, but it gets cancelled here with the Bounty Hunter getting that Shuriken toss off. Now they want to move in forward. They want to try and go for anything more. Unfortunately, they have not managed to catch anything, but there you go. Mirana gets a 5-second arrow, 3-second arrow. It's just not going to be enough. The Earthshaker is going to drop from this, as well as the Bane. That's 2 heroes down. HFN on a wicked kill streak, sitting on 7-0-5. A good start off there for the side of SG. They managed to get a good Wukong's command. Well, it looked good. Just no one was in range. Everyone was around this area when the Wukong's command was ahead. Just maybe a little bit down. However, they still managed to get the kill on the puck on top lane, so not doing too badly, but Monkey King really needs to get a bit of farm up, and this is really not going to help. Monkey King, another track kill, yet again, more gold, going in favor of DC. They're just seeing gold signs everywhere, every single time that this Lifestealer has his infest up. DC currently looking very strong. Their draft, like I said, that puck actually rounded this up quite a bit, and it's been doing a lot of work. But here's the Batrider Fez going through onto the Bounty Hunter. Just that pesky Bounty Hunter. However, Bounty did still manage to get a track up on the Batrider, so Batrider has to be careful not to give more gold away to the side of DC, and DC decides to back off. Let's have a look. When is Rosh up? Rosh is up in 10 seconds. Oh, no, wait. That's when we'll know when Rosh will come up. So the side of SG has a lot of lockdown. They did not utilize it to the fullest extent in the early stages of the game. And this Bounty Hunter and Lifestealer combination, they've just been roaming around and just been dealing so much. Oh yeah, no, that is when Rush is back. They've just been doing so much up against the side of SG. It's just boosting the Lifestealer's net worth even more. Roughly around 4,000 net worth in his favor. Building up towards that Assault Cuirass, does have a full plate mail up as well. Hyperstone, very close to having that full assault up. And here's another smoke gank. Not smoke gank, Bounty Hunter gank. Oh, no. They do, you know, he does get scouted out, and yeah, there you go, just backs off instantly. Good ward placement there, ward placement as well as sentry up for the side of SG. However, DC are on the prowl. There you go, jumping straight in, getting the Dream Core. The force off is there onto the Batrider. However, Batrider might still be in quite a bit of trouble. Does manage to Firefly out. Will they be able to get the kill onto him eventually? And the Echo Slam comes through. They want to turn around. They want to get the kill onto the Silencer before the Global Silence gets popped. They don't manage to actually kill him before the Global Silence. That was also a gem being dropped from the Batrider, being picked up here on the puck. It's a 2-for-1 trade-off, 2-for-1 special in SG's favor, but they lost the gem. Moonlight Shadow used as well for the side of DC. Let's see if they can get a kill here on the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter does get trapped up. Well, yeah, no, he just gets destroyed. Good thing for the puck, dropping back a little bit, keeping up the gem, dropping their own gem, or not their own gem, but dropping one of the gems into the courier. Let's have a look. Whose gem is this? Yeah, this is their own gem. So they put the gem of SG in the courier, sending it all the way back to base. They do have a backup now in case they lose one. But Puck just backed off there, making sure that they don't lose that one as well, or lose both of them. 8k net worth now in favor of DC. After that fight, it did drop quite a bit. Roughly around 3k. Has changed hands between SG and DC. And looking at this Mirana, having that 10-second BKB up. She had it in the previous fight. Was not forced to use it, of course. Using the Manta style there instead. Building up towards a nice little crit. After this, it's going to be interesting if we're going to see a Daedalus coming out here. You know, well, the Daedalus is queued up. But if we're going to see something like a Deso coming up on the Mirana, or is it going to be more down the lines of a Maelstrom? But arrow flying through, as well as a Batrider ultimate in, straight in onto the poor little Silencer. Lifestealer gets blown up. And another 1,000 gold, well, 600 gold going the way of SG. So SG is trying to bring this game back. They're not giving up at all. Shaker going to start working up towards the 4-staff. He does have his Blink Dagger up. Those Blink Echoes have actually been very good so far. Sometimes just before the silence or the Global Silence has come through. but it's not been enough. And here comes Puck trying to go in onto 3 heroes, getting 3 hero Dream Call, and here comes the Lifestealer going in. 5-second BKB or 10-second BKB up on the Mirana actually being used. They do, however, manage to get the Gem of True Sight off right now, and they want to turn around. There's the Echo Slap onto 2 heroes, trying to turn around. Will they be able to get the kill onto the Lifestealer? Lifestealer is extremely low, but here comes Lifestealer. He turns around. He is right-clicking like a beast, trying to do a lot. The Jingle Mastery stacks is there for the Monkey King, and the arrow flies through. It does miss. That is, of course, the end. A kill streak end on HFN. It does do quite a bit. However, they don't have enough to finish off the side of DC. 2 heroes in exchange for 3. It's most likely going to be a 4 for 2 trade-off. There you go, 4 for 2 trade-off, and Bane trying to get a kill here onto the Bounty Hunter. And Bane's just standing there in the sentry range. He literally can't do anything. Full team wipe up. And a 2,000, okay, minus a 700, so 1,600 gold swing back in DC's favor. Was the gem recovered as well? Gem picked up here by the Bounty Hunter. Big fight coming up from DC, and once again, the setup there on that Dream Coil. Getting 3-4 heroes on the Dream Coil the whole time. Split up the fight, and that's all you have to do up against the team fight lineup. Split up the fight there. 3 heroes were caught out there. 1 hero is there and 1 hero is here. The whole side of DC were basically fighting around here, drawing everyone away from the rest of the team. And just very well played from the side of DC, positioning. Oh, there's a TP coming in on the Batrider. Batrider has to be careful. There was a Puck illusory orb flying through. And there's the blink forward in onto the Puck. Puck does get lassoed up. However, he is alone right now. Batrider does get... Nope. Does not get Bane ultied up right now because Bane does not have that. Not quite sure what happened there. The Dream Call is there yet again, catching it onto 2 heroes. The Jingle Mastery, well, the Jingle Mastery. The Monkey King wants to come through, wants to use his Wukong's command. Will he actually be able to use it on the high ground? He starts casting it, but then cancels it straight out. Now the wraparound is here from DC. The turnaround, they want to go in for more. Here's the Wukong's command. Is it actually going to be able to do enough? Unfortunately not. Bane gets destroyed here from the Necrophos ulti. The Reaper Scythe getting a double kill there as well. And they want more. They want a triple kill. Getting 2 heroes tracked up. This Radiance Burn is just doing so much up here for the Necro. Looking at the items, the Soul Curious is up here. Necrophos does have a full pipe as well as a Radiance Puck, doing extremely well, building up towards that. Shivas will have the Sheep Stick. Will have the Sheep Stick up extremely well very soon, within 1,000 gold. And having the Sheep Stick up against the likes of the Bane, the Monkey King, it does make up for a lack of hardcore disable that the side of DC has. Middle tower has fallen, top tower has fallen, and SG might just be out of game 1. They still have 1 lane of racks. Do you see taunts coming through here for the side of DC? Earthshaker does not have that 4-staff up just yet. Quite a bit of gold still away. Keep in mind, this does open up Rush for the side of DC. They have taken down these shrines, so there's no quick sneaky TPs in and Batrider to blink in to steal the Aegis. They do manage to drop the gem. No gem. Yeah, they're just leaving it right there. Probably going to have the Bounty Hunter or someone pick it up. And with this Rosh and Cheese in hand, who has the Cheese? Probably Necro. Yeah. With the Aegis, only 1 kill or only 1 death up on the Lifestealer, as well as this Aegis, it's going to be a tough ask for the side of SG to actually defend against this. They do, however, have very good heroes to try and deal with this. They do have a Echo Slam. They do have Bane's Fiend's Grip, and if the Bane can stay back in range, still wants that 4-staff up, but the range up on the Fiend's Grip, if he can just try and stay a little bit further behind, grab the first person that comes into range while the rest of his team engages, they still have a chance to try and defend this. But they're up against an Aegis Lifestealer and a Cheese Necro. I mean, it's a very big ask for them. Let's see if they can do it. Like I said in the beginning of the game, I liked the draft of SG. It just was this Murano that I didn't really like. And there's the blink in forward from the Batrider. The global silence coming through as well. Will they be able to get the first kill? It is up onto the Earthshaker. Earthshaker used the echo, but it really did not help anyone. There's a BKB up on the Murano. Murano, however, might still drop from this. They do manage to kill the Murano. They kill everyone except for the Batrider. GG, well played coming through here. The Murano pick, I said it in the beginning, needed to snowball. It does combo well with the likes of Bane, with the likes of Earthshaker, but you don't want to like put all your eggs in one basket. And having two, I'm going to call them semi-carries, but having the Murano as well as a Monkey King, I would have, rather wanted a harder carry up on mid, or even a Queen of Pain on mid, or then have a harder carry up on the safe lane. Just picking up the Murano because of the wombo combo potential. DC just outmaneuvered, outplayed, and outdrafted at the end with that puck pick, the side of SG. Guys, let's jump into game 2. It's going to be up shortly. Let's have a quick look at the graphs as well. Scoreboard up here. This Life Stealer, man. 8-1 and 13. Necro 9-2 and 7. Necro had an amazing start. 564 GPM, 605 up on the Life Stealer. Between these two heroes, the two cores just played extremely well. Puck, of course, dying quite a few times early on, but still managed to get the items that he needed up. And this game, from the 10-minute mark, just started going up, going further up, dropping again around 20 in regards to the experience. But Network, just with a couple of dips, it just looks like a wave continuing to go up, continuing to go up. And then just a big tsunami towards the end. Tidal wave coming through here in regards to net worth. Congratulations to Digital Chaos taking game 1. I think this is going to go 3 games. SG does have what it takes. Keep in mind, they beat them a while back 2-0. That was literally 10 days ago. SG beat DC 2-0. And they've been on an 8-game winning streak or something similar since then. Let's see if SG can take game 2, force this to a game 3. As a caster, I always want 3 games. I want the most, the maximum possible games to be played, and this is going to be interesting. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be back with game 2 shortly.